What's up, guys? Super Shoot. As you may know, there are 4 kings. The King of Defense, Knight Fortress. The Balance King, Scythe Incendio. The Stamina King, Wizard Rod. And the Attack King, Keel Shark. Currently standing in for the Attack King of Hover Wyvern. As you can see, I have all of my Beyblades right here in a new egg carton. There's 16 total. I don't have Hover back. I don't think I'm going to get Hover back. And I am going to have a test for these 4 great kings to ensure their worthiness. Basically, they just have to beat enough of the other bays to impress me. And after the upload of this video, I am going to put a poll out on Discord, link in the description, as to whether they are worthy to be placed upon the title of king. You may know there is some discrepancy as to the King of Balance, and even with Hover present, to the King of Attack. Today I am here to tell you, they will also run the gauntlet, and the one that does better is going to be king, and the other one is going to be named queen. We're having marriages canonically happening within whatever screwed up, possibly going to end up screwed up Beyblade original universe this is. And then this is just like gonna be some vain dude on the side. I'm not gonna use it. As well for Bite Croc. I'm gonna put a poll up to whether I should use this. It's supposed to be really good, and I only have 4 defense types. To be fair, I also only have 4 stamina types and 3 balance types, so I could use it as a balance type. Okay. I'm just going to be going now. It's going to follow the same format as my previous videos. The first king, 960 Dot, as the steed for Scythe Incendio. His armor and weapon. Not armor and his armor and I don't know. Not weapon. Armor and weapon, sure. I guess we're going with that. Yes, it's a defense combo, I know that. I don't have a Hexa to put on it. I do plan to use Hexa once I get one. It is going to be just as great. Also, there is some theorization between me and my friends exterior of the channel that it might be William Afton, because it always jumps out of the pockets when we played. It doesn't even have a one-sided ratchet. Anyways, it's going to launch with that first, and we're going to go across and have it battle the other kings last. Starting off with, also on Dot, 380 Dot Stun Medusa. I guess I'm just going to launch with this. $2 points to Scythe. Three points to Scythe. Okay. Incredibly heavy impact, but 5 points to Scythe. For those of you who don't know, I count a burst as happening upon impact, and a pocket as only happening after it arrives in the pocket. So, the burst happened when they hit, the pocket happened after. Drasil, 780. And the previous mount for Incendio, Gear Needle. Go. Go. Three points to Scythe Incendio. Apologies. Whoa, I actually jumped with that one. Again, in favor of Scythe. Our third defense combo is Yell Kong on 360 needle. Not a special type of needle, just normal needle. One point in favor of Incendio. To 0 in favor of Chain Incendio, who I'm thinking of also calling the King of Hell, because it's also Hell's Scythe. It's not Chain Incendio, it's Scythe Incendio. Hell's Scythe, or Scythe Incendio. Okay. 5-0. Still has not forfeited a single point. Now, Scythe Incendio will be facing its greatest rival for King of Balance. Yeah, he jumped out of the extreme pocket. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0. 5-0 I am unfortunately going to have to redo that particular launch. I guess I'll leave that up. One to nothing in favor of Scythe Incendio. Two to nothing in favor of Scythe Incendio. Apologies. A bad start. I will redo. Another bad start. Three to nothing in favor of Scythe Incendio. Now, when I do check if these two are going to stand beside each other, or if one shall dominate the other, I am going to be launching Incendio first. But because this is a gauntlet run, Incendio gets launched second. Three to two in favor of Scythe. However, this is the first amount of points he has forfeited in this tournament, or in this gauntlet so far. Unfortunately, this is not the stadium in which he escapes the pockets. Four to two in favor of Scythe Incendio. At this moment, Scythe still reigns. And now we have Cutter Shinobi. No! Oh! Not bad. Such a light tap was all that Incendio needed. 3-0. Launch. Four to 0 in favor of Scythe. Arrow Wizard. The lighting actually makes fairly cool effects, especially from the angle you guys are viewing at and from the angle I'm viewing at. Because I'm basically in the same position as you guys, just from the other side of the stadium. 1 point has been forfeited, but it is in stamina. Unfortunately, for the first time, we must say, in favor of, or without favor of Scythe. Two to 0. Now in favor of Scythe. Right where I want to see it. Impressive. First but a king. Or possible king, I guess, to claim, or to lay claim to a point against Scythe. However, it is quickly reclaimed. That was an incredibly poor launch. That was my fault. Scythe had virtually nothing to do with that. Four to 1 in favor of Scythe. However, I do truly admit it was one of the first to claim a point in any regard. Gale Wyvern, 260 low orb. Unfortunately, Gale does seem entirely incompetent, despite being a form of dragon. Oh! A lot of stamina loss wobbling there. Three to 0 in 2 to 0 in favor of Scythe. A valiant attempt, but it did not succeed. Truly a remarkable attempt. In all honesty, I'm impressed it got so close. It even hit him again. However, you fall to forfeit a 3rd point today. Alas, it appears that you fall again. Wizard. 960 Gear Ball. A broken 960 with a broken gear ball. What could possibly go not in its favor? Oh. 3 clean points to Scythe. Wonderful impact. Truly wonderful. Alas, you have been bisected. If they ever make a version of you that's a bit less yellow and mellow, I would love to recruit you to my team officially. M85 gear flat on Samurai Saber. Calm down. Your opponent has yet to enter the ring. Multiple head-on collisions. But victory escapes you. Ow. Apologies. I do claim fault. You approached to issue a heavy attack of your own, but you were slewn. But the scythe took you and your legs separately. Alas, you do have a fair weight advantage. 3 full points at once. Oh, really bad launch. Really bad launch. I need a slip play. You fought valiantly, but alas, you have not a leg to stand on. Dran Dagger on 270 Rush. For any of you who are wondering how I got my Rush back after it was stolen along with Hover Wyvern, this is a different Rush. It's still from the same Green Wizard set, but I traded it for my low Rush from a friend of mine. I can't even say it did well. It died so... I admit fault for that. It died so quickly. It's supposed to be an attack type with stamina. You barely lasted a minute. Jeez. Immediately sent you away. But another loss in the face of the great Scythe Incendio. Now Impact Drake on 160 low flat. Of course, even the king can falter in the face of a mighty drake. Oh! Heavy hits. Heavy hits. 2-1 in favor of Drake. Make it stamina. Make it purely stamina. Alas, as was with its former battle against Drake, and the one before that, even if not the winner, they went out with style. 4-1 in favor of two heavy impacts from the Drake. The only line which has been proven to beat Scythe. Now we're fighting a freaking bunker buster that's jumping around and is really I don't... Ow! Scythe, calm down. He is not even in the... He's not even in the arena at the moment. Ah! Ooh. There's a mark on my finger from that. Can you guys even see? There's a mark on my finger from that impact. And it's not even the one named impact. So far, the sole victor against Scythe. Ow! I guess we continue. It jumped over Scythe! Two to none in favor of Scythe. Calm yourself. To all. Ow! Hit the freaking launcher again. It almost hit the launcher. This becomes a battle of stamina, in which Scythe excels, and the dreaded Dran... The dreaded Dran just sucks in that regard. If you guys get that reference, specifically, the Dread Dran reference, comment. I will shout you out. Fortunately, as with all battles, I give a second chance to anyone because this thing is kinda just like that. What the actual fuck? I can't even do my commentator voice right now. I'm gonna give that to Scythe, because it looked like it went in a moment earlier. or it looks like Dran went in a moment earlier. Holy! There's a new dent in the contact points. That dent is noticeably bigger. Alas, with those two very clean wins, I'm gonna have to say Scythe is better because consistency. Or Scythe is victorious because of consistency. Within 6 battles, Scythe won 4 compared to Dran's 2. Now we face the 4 kings. Or the 3 other kings, because one of the kings is in the arena. 160 Underneedle on Night Fortress. Incredibly close, as you would expect for a battle between 2 kings. Vicious as well, as would be expected from a battle of kings. Again, incredibly close. Huh. Even after an improvement upon the King of Defense, not a single point. I do guess, though, that it's partially because of a stamina defense bit. Now for the King of Attack. Keel Shark 455 under low flat, not under flat. Dear God, that would be a nightmare. I'm not gonna do first impact with the first 4 kings. That did not count. First impact. First impact. All is there now. Go. Oh, you sweet Scythe Incendio. Finally, a usable point has been scored. The Scythe has bisected the shark. to gain its second and third point. Of course, the shark at any moment could bisect Scythe Incendio. 4 points. I'm not going to say that was clean due to the amount of pocketing, but those were all first impact, and I don't count that. It was a very, very difficult fight. But currently only one loss, being against Impact Drake, which is Impact Drake. There's going to be some degree. Now the Stamina King Wizard Rod. 560 gear ball. Ooh. That was a poor launch. I entirely admit that. Now, while I do hope for Scythe Incendio to win here, I do not entirely expect it. One point to the wizard. Two 0 in favor of Scythe Incendio. 3 points to Scythe Incendio. Three all. This is a lot closer than I honestly expected. That 3-5 in favor of Wizard Rod. 2 losses in the entirety of the what's it called again? Hold up. Give me a second, I know the word. Gauntlet. Now I am going to be launching these two to see which of them would be better. I am going to be releasing another video today on which of these should be the king for balance. And I'm going to put both of those videos in front of a poll. Points to Drake. Shelter Drake. Wow! That was impressive. How the heck? Three to 1 in favor of Drake. Three all. With the type advantage, I will state, and it was still really close, Shelter Drake wins. However, as for the end of this video, I am still going to say Scythe appears to be better as a candidate for the Balanced Type King. Can I stand it up there? Okay, yes I can, in fact. You guys don't even see that as different. Okay, yeah, perspective effects, that looked kinda trippy. Dang. Okay, I am going to end this and get to recording the other video. Peace. Be sure to extreme dash the like and subscribe button. Link to the Discord is in the description. Launch yourself on over there, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye.